Feel the heart. Experience the soul. Community Pulse.
Right? So with the help of these programs, inshallah, we will be able to clarify your thoughts and learn how to guide your children in developing confidence, integrity and honesty, which is necessary for understanding sexuality.
Definitely.
So are we any experts in the field to teach this particular, all these facts of life? Like I've recently mentioned that we have been part of this particular program, Pathway to Women and Manhood, and in there we have discovered through 20 years of research, we have really looked at the anatomy of the male and female, and we looked at the nature of in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created creation, right? And and also one of our subjects is actually finding your true sexuality. And when I teach this to parents, Sister Qadira, or adults, it's like, it's like you get this aha moments, and they will actually come back to me, only if I'd known.
Yeah.
Because that means it says a lot about where we are and how we really, try to avoid this particular topic, Sister Qadira. But be that as it may, is that as I'm sitting here also, and you also perhaps as a potential mother, Sister Qadira, and we are also in your shoes as a parent, and are in the know of the challenges that children are facing every day. So we are here to coach them as they embrace their own budding sexuality.
Yes.
Right? So the truth is that kids of today talk about it. That is the reality of things, Sister Qadira.
And we can't shy away from it.
Yes, they talk about sex incessantly, right? And that's why we say that we're living in the age of sexual innocence.
Yes.
That is the age. So we need to apply our minds and we need to apply our wisdom as adults, Sister Qadira, really to look at how we can actually bring about social change. First personal change, and then of course social transformation. So we cannot really say today, in our time, it was like this.
Yeah.
And we apply the same methods, Sister Qadira, because unlike what we may remember from our childhood, sex is not a taboo topic for kids today. While the systems, the schools, the churches and the mosques and homes and authorities like parents and teachers and clergy also often operate as if sex is a foreign word to kids, youth today are bombarded and actually becoming anesthetized to thoughts and images of sex. So they are not familiar with sex, they are actually comfortable with it.
Yes.
And many are actually having these out-of-marriage relationships, right? So according to the Kaiser Family Foundation, right, 7 out of 10 television programs that teens like to watch include at least one scene with sexual content. And we can vouch for that.
Yes.
You can actually watch a beautiful story, but in there you will find, inappropriate content. So sex as an act is a norm for teenagers, and this is in America, and we can say the same in South Africa. I just learned over the weekend that Mitchell's Plain is actually, the statistics is the highest within South Africa when it comes to illegitimate or sex out of marriage. So, and the subject of sex is common on elementary school playgrounds. Knowing this, does it make sense to act as if we can keep sex hush hush? Now, like we earlier said, through this particular program, we would like to put the cart back behind the horse.
Yes.
Right? So, yes, while it's true that teen pregnancies have recently dropped for the first time ever, but Is it really dropping that people are not having, have these outside of marriage relationships? No, Sister Qadra, because of the contraceptive birth control tablets that kids, it's available to kids.
Okay.
In our family planning clinics. Right? So it's not really that mean that people are less or children are less sexually active. That is, it's a yes, it is a reality, and also because it is also allowed, where actually the government actually gives, free contraceptives to young girls. So yes, this is the age of sexual uninnocence.
Yeah, definitely.
So kids like today, like never before, are propelled into a highly combustible sexual culture. And this is what we are actually, I think every mother, every concerning parent is concerned about it. So I think for us, Sister Qadra, is to go back to the natural state. Back to the original state in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us. And that actually, that quote that you read at the beginning of this particular program is actually very apt. And he actually has a proper understanding of the cycle of maturity when we grow from infancy into adulthood.
Yes.
Because the body, the life force that we have inside of us, and so we also intend through this program to guide parents to really be able to talk to their children and make it very age appropriate, inshallah.
Definitely.
That is the whole aim, and to learn for them to teach them also that that for them to make the connection between sexuality and love and intimacy. Yeah, you cannot actually separate the three, Sister Qadra.
Okay, definitely. In studio with me is Sister Mahbooba Davids. This is part 1 of our series, Pathway Towards Sexual Courtesy, a response to the comprehensive sex education curriculum to be introduced into South African schools. Now, all of you have been interacting via WhatsApp. Please continue to do so, 078-16-11-12. Any questions, comments, contributions you'd like to make to our show this morning. Sister Mahbooba, I'm going to go through some WhatsApp messages and give you a opportunity to respond before we carry on with our content. It says, Salam Zanti Mahbooba, I love the foundation which you used to take a stepping stone into the subject, which is It Begins With Me. What is my relationship with this topic? Time to self-reflect, from Dhakira.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with the sister, because that was my personal experience as well, Sister Qadra. And I think as adults we need to be honest enough, to enter into this particular subject, or to equip ourselves with this particular subject, and to feel comfortable within ourselves, to address it with our children, and to sit to them and to give them the information that is age appropriate, right? And really to be able to determine what children need to know and when they are ready to hear it.
Yes.
That is also important, Sister Qadra. Because just a personal experience, Sister Qadra, parents themselves, in my experience, actually also avoid the subject.
Yes.
They treat this particular topic as if it's like wired with dynamite or something. And my personal experience, I had like a seminar in Johannesburg about 2 years ago, and it was only women.
Yes.
But I could sense that how uncomfortable they were, Sister Qadra, except for a few that asked me really to come back and talk about it. But yet, most of them actually felt so uncomfortable. They actually said to me that they would rather prefer me putting this whole subject on a CD and rather sell the CD. But it was difficult for them to have this one-to-one conversation about this particular topic, Sister Qadra.
When did our Muslim community become conservative to the extent that things that need to be spoken about cannot even be spoken about, even in a private setting?
This is the Qadra. We think about it, don't we? Think about it.
I'm sure people
everybody
do.
think about.
It's a natural.
It's
thing.
a natural thing. But now Why is it difficult for us to talk about it? But I feel also, Sister Kadira, is also the way perhaps it was in sex and sexuality was perhaps introduced to us by our parents. Right? It was something that you have to hide. It's something that you feel shameful about, and all. But yet we do get married, and people know what happens when two people get married, isn't it?
Yes.
Right? But then we will joke about it.
Yeah.
I've heard really derogatory comments, you know, when the bride and the groom actually goes home.
Yes.
You know, we make fun about it, but we really wouldn't really address this whole thing and look at it as something that's beautiful. When two human beings can actually come together and seal this covenant in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Feel the heart. Experience the soul. Community Pulse.